We have the paper of The Standard, and the top story is politics of tax sack in the mighty. Issues of tax have been part of Kenya's political discourse since independence, and if it is not the incumbent president exhorting Kenyans to pay their fair share, it has been politicians crying foul over weaponization of the instrument by KRA to silence critics. Now it is the country's big three fighting it out. That is on page 4. There's also a story about junior secondary kicks off amid anxiety. Grade 7 learners are beginning to settle down in their new classes, with many schools reporting high turnout. However, most parents were yet to buy new uniforms for the junior secondary level and conform to new guidelines issued by the Education Ministry. And we have a story about Uhuru jibing at Kenya Kwanza, saying that his regime talked less but performed. This was at the ceremony where he was eulogizing Magoha as a single-minded leader, and said many of the people who opposed some drastic changes that his government was implementing will in future come to appreciate that he worked for the good of the country. We also have a story about teachers storming employers' office to seek transfers. That is on page 9 of The Standard, and in the page 20 of Fashion, saying Mitumba in Paris show. Yeah? Watu wa Kongowea tumefikiwa.
Wewe ni wa Kongowea kweli. Sisi ndio wa Kongowea bana. Wewe namna gani?
Watu wa Kongowea tumefikiwa. You stop judging, stop stereotyping.
No, I'm not stereotyping, it's the fact.
Oh my goodness. And I have a copy of the Daily Nation, and the top story is that the 15 billion shilling graft tax cases hot air, and they're giving a number of the individuals who stood accused. We have Rigathi Gachagua and 9 others who were accused of 7.3 billion Kenya shillings. Mary Wamboi, Purity Joki, and Poma Holdings, 2.2 billion shillings. We have Joe Sang and 5 others, 1.9 billion shillings. Samuel Gishuru and Chris Okemo, Geoffrey Mwangi, and 17 others that mounted to 1.1 billion shillings. Zakaria Mbugua and 4 others, and another list comprising of Mike Sonko and Aisha Jumwa and many others. So the director of public prosecutions, Nudin Haji, is the man on the spot. He has presided over the withdrawal of several cases touching on top business people and government officials who were facing multi-million shilling corruption and tax evasion charges. The suspects cried witch hunt by the former regime. And the paper is asking this question. So was this the case, or have Kenyans lost money? That story is on page 4 and 5. This Daily Nation is also highlighting Uhuru's remarks where at the event where they were eulogizing Magoha, saying, focus on service delivery, Uhuru tells Ruto as he mourns Magoha. We also have a story about Chebukati telling Raila to produce the video or he will sue him.
Hii nchi mambo imechemka.
Yeah.
Hii nchi mambo imechemka kabisa.
And there's also a story about Pope Francis starting his tour at Central Africa. Pope Francis is embarked on his 5th visit to Africa on Tuesday, flying to the Democratic Republic of Congo, then South Sudan, to plead for peace in the two nations. What do you have in your paper?
The Star. Ruto allies demand tax audit of Kenyatta farms, where Brookside, NCBA, NK and Safaricom 5G deal among those they want to be scrutinized. Mama yangu. Inki mambo imechemka. Ruto's grant plan to build 263 dams revive Aror Kimwarer. Alright? Then nikiangalia hapo kwa The Star, Gachagua can kick Jubilee and Uhuru out.
Can't.
Gachagua can't kick Jubilee and Uhuru out of Mount Kenya, says Kioni. We can make police service reform stick. These are voices of people. Then Cancer Journey, remember me for encouraging and drawing souls, says actress Ndubi. By then Ndubi, that's another story, but there's another part here. I want to read about the Star. It's been highlighted here. I would like you to be, it's saying fat moms likely to have fat kids, shows survey. Fat moms likely to have fat kids, shows survey. Hiyo iko katika gazeti ya The Star. Alafu tukisonga kwa inaitwa People Daily, si ndio? People Daily nasema Uhuru defends Jubilee record. Alright. Akiwa pale katika nyumba ya the late Magoha, si ndio? Pop visits Africa with message of peace. Asante sana Pop, ungefika Kenya ningekutana na wewe hapa Mombasa to discuss mambo 2-3. Digital fast as Ruto cabinet holds paperless meeting. This is a nice one, President. I think hii mambo ya kubeba ma briefcase na mafile kwa maofisi waachane nayo. Jana waliingia kwa State House free hands. Wakifika pale kwa boardroom, inaitwa aje, tablet zile zimewekwa kila mtu kwa desk yake. So hapo kama hujui kutype kuna kazi. Raila Chebukati in fresh row, page 2 pale. Former IBC chairman demands that Azimio leader proves graft allegation against him as Raila calls for return to manual voting system. Bas, hii ni mbaya. Then nikienda Taifa Leo, acheza karata ya Uhuru. Rais aonekana kufuata nyayo za mtangulizi wake ilhali alipinga baadhi ya mbinu anazozikumbatia kwa sasa. Koome ahepa hasira za Azimio. Mauaji ya Chiloba pale imeangaziwa pale. Alafu Azimio walaumu serikali baada ya MCA kushikwa. Alafu mahali ambayo inanimaliza na nibeba vizuri sana na nikumbusha anga zile ni kwamba magwiji wa insha wapimana nguvu. Yes.
Were you a gwiji?
Wacha gwiji. Mimi nilikuwa jagina.
What is jagina?
Google.
Also highlight this story on ukurasa wa 20.
Naam.
Arsenal ya nasa kifaa cha Chelsea.
Kabisa.
Wamchukua nani?
Jogino. Si ndio?
Baada ya dili.
Hii inaenda kuwa nzito tena sana.
Oh my God. Of course I can get those stories in Taifa Leo. And every other story that we have highlighted in the People Daily, The Star, Daily Nation, and The Standard.
Kwanza una support timu gani?
I'll tell you after this break. Nitakwambia after hii break.
All the trending topics, news and updates. The newspaper review on the Morning Vibe. You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.